Our third speaker from Hong Kong is Professor Ken L. Xiao. He is the head of the Department of Information Systems and chair professor at the City University of Hong Kong. He received his PhD in business administration from the University of British Columbia in Canada. His MS and BS degrees in computer and information sciences from the National University of Singapore. He is editor-in-chief of the Journal of Database Management and the senior editor of the Industrial Management and Data Systems Journal. He served as the Vice President of Education for the Association for Information Systems from July 2011 to June 2014. He is consistently ranked as one of the top information systems researchers globally, based upon his high index and productivity rate. He is also on the 2020 and 2021 Stanford University list of the top 2% most cited scientists globally, ranked in the top 1%.
So my name is Ken Xiao. So my last name is Xiao. Actually, I just returned to Asia from the US. I spent about 26 years in the US, about 4 years in Canada. So I just joined the City University of Hong Kong last year, June last year, 2021. So I'm currently the head of the Department of Information Systems, chair professor of Information Systems, and also I'm a chair professor that's affiliated with the School of Data Science at the City University of Hong Kong. So I'm interested in metaverse, AI, machine learning, digital transformation, innovation, business analytics, and data science. So this Agora event is really fit nicely into my interest, and the theme of this panel, the fun in learning. So it's right in the middle of my interest. So that's very important, especially I'm in an academic institution. So I think the way we learn how to make learning fun and effective is very important. So a bit about my background. So I did my bachelor and master's at National University of Singapore, and then I moved to Canada, University of British Columbia for my PhD. So that was a long time ago. So after that, I went to the US to pursue my career, and I returned to Asia last year. I joined the City University of Hong Kong. So the presentation topic today, I'll present metaverse, AI in learning. What are the promises? What are the challenges at the moment? And what are the future directions? How should we move forward? So just some quick definitions so that we are on the same page about what's metaverse, what's AI. So what's metaverse? It's an integrated network of 3D virtual worlds. So typically you access the virtual world using the virtual variety or reality headsets. I think that was shown in Visa's presentation, the video where people are wearing the headsets to get into the metaverse. And user can navigate using eye movement, that's still very advanced. Feedback controllers, that's probably more common. And voice commands. Now, a broader and more common definition of metaverse is that it's an embodied virtual reality experience. It's a Web3 framework for economic interoperability. It's a creative platform for experiences. So the topic that we want to discuss today, one of the topics is that how will metaverse affect education and learning? How can we use a metaverse to make learning fun and effective? So I'll touch on some of the points later on. The next definition that I would like to present is artificial intelligence. So I think most of us, almost all of us should know about AI. So it's a computer system or machine that can complete tasks that usually require human intelligence and logical deduction. Now in AI, we typically classify them into two groups. One is what we call the weak AI, so artificial narrow intelligence. It focuses on a narrow area. For example, language translation, translating from English to Japanese. Okay, that's a narrow AI. Or the self-driving car, the software can only drive cars. It cannot do anything else. So that's a narrow AI or weak AI. So strong AI, on the other hand, is what we call artificial general intelligence. It is capable of most, if not all, the cognitive functions that a human may have, and they can apply intelligence to more than one specific area. So for example, in this panel, we have an interpreter to interpret my English presentation into Japanese. The interpreter can do more than just that, right? The interpreter can probably cook and can probably write, can probably sing songs, go to karaoke. All right, so they are not narrow AI, they are human, okay? They are strong, strong human. All right, so how will AI impact education? That's something that we want to discuss as well. What's the current situation and what are the steps moving forward? So this is really a very interesting area. So you look at the promises of metaverse in learning. It's going to transform. It's going to transform education and learning, just like online education. So online education suddenly became very popular for the wrong reason, because of the pandemic, the COVID-19. So we all transit online. So online education suddenly became the necessity, the requirement. Right, so online education has the potential to transform education and learning, and so is metaverse. Now we are moving from so online simple 2D or to a 3D environment. So that has a much more impact. So how to make learning easily accessible and fun? That's important, I think, the fun in learning. So in the metaverse environment, there'll be less physical constraint. You do not go to the class at a fixed location, like I'm at the City University of Hong Kong in Hong Kong. You want to attend face-to-face class, you have to come to campus, you have to go to a particular classroom, and you have to sit there. Now, in an online environment, in a metaverse environment, you can be at the airport, you can be at your workplace, you can be at any place at home. As long as you have the necessary hardware and software, you can get into the environment and you can learn. And because it's a 3D environment, it's going to be more immersive. Okay, you have the 3D dimensional digital experience, and that's very important. Currently, the online education can be pretty boring and monotonous, but now when you go into the 3D environment, it can be very stimulating. So it can be highly dynamic and realistic simulation and learning. And that's important for some areas. For example, I know that there are a lot of online academic institutions offering nursing degree, completely online. Okay. Are you sure you want to be treated by a nurse that earn his or her degree online? I know that I have bad experience at hospitals, excellent hospitals, not those cheap hospital, private hospital, where the nurse could not even find the vein to put the injection. Right, so I was wondering in my mind whether she got a degree from online education. That's really scary. So certain areas like healthcare, engineering, construction, they can probably learn much more in a 3D simulated environment where you have a real patient and you really practice how to carry out injection. Okay, rather than just learning online, you have to use your right hand to carry the needle and then you just poke into somebody's arm. Okay, that's very scary. So some kind of realistic simulation and learning would be possible with the metaverse. Enhance cultural experiences and engagement. We want people to be not too restricted in their cultural experience. That's why in the university environment, we have exchange program. So in a 3D metaverse environment, you can have a much more realistic virtual tours. Okay, you can visit Tokyo, Osaka, okay, much more realistic virtual tour. You can look around, you can walk, you can touch things, and you can interact with other avatars that are in, let's say, in a virtual Tokyo or virtual Osaka. Okay. So you can have a more realistic virtual tour and interactions. And we want to make the learning fun. So gamification is one area that we can pursue, how to make learning fun through games. Now, in the virtual environment, like for example, Metaverse, you can also have virtual sports events and venues. Currently, you have to go to a stadium, you have to go to the gym, but in a virtual environment, in a 3D environment, you can actually do a lot of sports events. You can also interact with others. So these are the promises of Metaverse in learning. What are the challenges? Friendship building and bonding. You are still in a virtual environment. Okay, the friendship building in the real world may become an issue. And the guidance from teachers and instructors. We are also experimenting with AI in Metaverse, an AI learner or AI instructors. So that's becoming less of an interaction unless the AI becomes really good. So the guidance from real teachers and instructors may be an issue. In the virtual environment, you also have a lot of problems in the real world, in the virtual environment, and some of the problems may become worse, like abuse, cyberbullying, harassment, illegal content. And these are especially problematic for younger students, kids and teenagers, where they are still learning and they may not know how to differentiate the good from the bad. And they may not be able to differentiate the good guys from the bad guys. Legal and ethical issues in Metaverse, that's also upcoming area. We need to have regulation, policy, rules, laws in the Metaverse as well. And how should we do that? Okay, that's a big research area, and a lot of law faculty, especially in the City University of Hong Kong, a lot of law faculty members are looking into this aspect. New training and skill set are required for the teachers and students. You have to learn how to operate new hardware and new software. I remember that when we moved from physical education to online education, when we have the pandemic, a lot of instructors were struggling with operating the online environment, how to use a Zoom, how to use a video presentation. So it's a huge learning curve. And there's going to be multiple virtual worlds. So now we are in Zoom. Some people else may use a Tencent meeting or use a Microsoft Team. And there's going to be a lot of virtual worlds as well. So that becomes an issue. How are you going to learn so many different kinds of operating environment? Danger of Metaverse in learning, especially for the younger generation. Addiction and mental health. Some may be addicted to the Metaverse and they cannot appreciate the real world. So that becomes an issue. Emotional and physical development. If you are in the Metaverse, spend too much of your time in there, your emotional and physical development in the real world may have an issue. Increased social polarization and inequality. At the beginning of internet and computing, we always talk about the have and have not. Those that can afford the computer and those that cannot afford the computer. So same thing for Metaverse. Some people may be able to buy the headgear, the different kind of gloves and suit to participate in the Metaverse. Some may not. So that will increase social inequality. Of course, security and privacy violation is another big thing. Deception, fraud, and authenticity. So I'll discuss this based on the following survey study. So in one study, 77% of respondents believe that Metaverse can cause serious harm to modern society. It's a totally new environment. It's like the, I think most of us watched some of the cowboy movies last time, the Wild Wild West, where they talk about the American society moving from the east to the west, and the west side has just not so much policy, policing, so become the wild, wild west, right? So this metaverse will be a wild, wild virtual world as well, at least at the beginning. Now, the other one is more tricky. It says that 54% of respondents admit that they will design an avatar that does not look like them in real life. They may change the gender from male to female, from female to male avatar. They may change their age from an old man to a young teenager. So there's a lot of deception in there. So these are really dangerous for young adults and young learners. So this has to be really carefully monitored and taken care of. Now let's look at the education. What have we learned so far regarding the education environment? So Jack Ma, he used to be quite vocal in talking about a lot of things. And one thing that he talks about I really like, he mentioned that in the last 200 years, the manufacturing has brought jobs. Okay, how Singapore developed, how Japan developed into a manufacturing country, how China developed into a manufacturing powerhouse. So manufacturing has brought jobs and transformed the economy and the society. But today, because of AI, because of robotics, manufacturing is no longer the main engine of creating jobs. If you are still trying to, based on manufacturing, to move up the economic status of the country or the city, that's probably not a wise choice, right? So that's something we need to think about. Robotics, a lot of manufacturing plants are relying on robotics. So manufacturing jobs is not going to be the main engine of creating jobs. And the way we teach our students, our kids, we teach them science, math, how to compute exam faster. Okay, sometimes you have 1 hour, you have to complete 60 questions of math questions. The one that can compute faster will be the one that's going to score high points. As Oliver mentioned at the beginning, we start to issue grades A, B, C, D. Now, are we going to compete with machine in terms of computation? We are not going to win. Machine is going to compete faster than us and more accurately. And nowadays, I know my math is fairly okay. 30 years ago, okay. Now, when I go to a restaurant, when we have to pay the bill and we have to split the bill, I have to use a calculator just to be sure. So I cannot even do simple division now. I have to rely on calculator. So we have digressed a lot because of all this advanced technology. So we have to teach our kids to be very, very innovative and very creative so that they can have jobs in the future. And somebody mentioned that we have to train our students to be robot-proof. Okay, their jobs are not going to be taken over by robots. So to alleviate and reduce the job loss in the future job market with AI involvement, the education systems need to change. Okay, you don't want to compete directly with AI. They can compute faster and more accurately. You're not going to win. You're not going to compete with a computer in terms of trying to memorize things. We get old, we forget things. Okay, we don't expect the computer to store things wrongly or to lose things as the hard drive ages. Okay, we expect them to be perfect all the time. So traditional hard skills such as writing, mathematics, science are still important, but we have to focus a lot on soft skills now in education: creativity, problem solving, collaboration, communication, interpersonal skills, leadership, empathy, that's very important, and adaptability. These are becoming more and more important and critical as we move forward. And most of these skills, luckily, are still beyond most AI at this point in time. Okay. On the other hand, AI is also learning very fast, very scary. They are learning very fast. So in terms of learning new strategies, okay, I guess the Japanese, Chinese, not so much in Singapore, but Japanese, Korean, Chinese, they love the Go game, Weiqi, the picture on the top right, okay, Weiqi. So the AlphaGo 0 AI system, a computer, was created without using data from human games. So it's called 0, AlphaGo 0. It does not contain human history of playing the game, okay? So it played the games against itself, it learned, and it surpassed the strength of AlphaGo Lee Sedol. That's the guy that AlphaGo Lee beat him 100 games to 0, I think about 2 years ago. Okay, this AlphaGo 0 with no human knowledge, okay, beat this AlphaGo Lee in 3 days. Okay, AlphaGo Lee learned from human past history of playing the Go game. And this AlphaGo 0 reached the level of AlphaGo Master in 21 days, less than a month. And the Go game probably originated in China about 3,000, 4,000 years ago. We have been playing this game for 3,000, 4,000 years. We accumulated all the knowledge. And now this thing came along, the AI, AlphaGo 0, with 0 human knowledge. And you can beat the master in 21 days. And it's now the best Go player in the whole world. And humans are now learning the strategy for AlphaGo 0, because by playing against itself, he created a new strategy that people are looking at and say, wow, we never thought that we should play this way. Okay, so new strategy of playing Go game, okay, created by AlphaGo 0. Now, the other one about creativity innovation, this AI generated art, the one on the bottom right, okay, won a fine arts competition. That was the news a few weeks ago. It's very latest news. Okay, this AI machine drew this art and it won the art competition. Of course, all the humans are saying, that's unfair. We should ban all the AI from participating in all this fine arts competition. Wow, that's really not a good argument. So why are AI moving so fast in terms of creativity, innovation, and in terms of strategies? So how we can respond, human can respond, and how we can adapt ourselves so that we can continue to survive in the future. So that's the key thing. So metaverse, AI, and education moving forward. Without a doubt, AI will get better and better. I told my students 30 years ago, AI will get better and better, and they will beat us one day. My students did not believe me. I said, well, look at it, common sense. We live, we pass away, we go to a new dimension. We train our kids, it takes about 20 years to learn before they can be productive. And then they will be productive for about 30 years, and then all their knowledge is gone. Okay, the next generation, our grandkids, will take about 20 years to learn. Right, so the machine does not have this kind of problem. Okay, it will keep learning and learning and learning. It does not have to sleep. We have to sleep, it does not have to sleep. So it's going to get better and better. Okay, now that the chips are running faster and faster, they will learn faster and faster. So the growth will be exponential. And the metaverse will become more and more realistic and immersive. I was involved with IBM on the Second Life project about 10 years ago, 15 years ago. IBM was big into Second Life, a virtual world. We know very clear at that point in time, Second Life will not last because the technology was not there to support the ideas. Now the technology is better, so metaverse became popular again. Will this term called metaverse last? Probably for a while. Okay, we may hit a metaverse winter again, and then we'll stop for a while, and then the new technology will come along, and the virtual world will become popular again. So virtual world will be there, and will become more and more realistic and immersive. So in terms of education, we need to train humans to work in partnership with AI. Okay, we need to have a skill set that will complement and supplement AI. We need to work as a team, AI and human, at least at this point in time. Okay. Future education is to train students to work in the virtual environment, just like virtual team. We have a virtual team all the time. Now we are having a virtual presentation. We have people from Singapore, Japan, Finland, and participants from Japan. So virtual team, cross a boundary. We need to transform and evolve learning to be more fun, important, fun in learning, engaging, interactive, and continuous. Okay, continuous means that as you require new skill set, what Oliver called just in time, you pick it up. Okay, on your own, maybe through metaverse, maybe through AI education, maybe through online education, but learning has to be continuous and it should be fun. So thank you again. I'm honored and happy to be part of this Science Agora.